Hello, everybody. Let me know if you can hear me okay before I get started here. Okay, cool. Glad you can hear me. So for today, I am going to be working on a art trade that I started with somebody. I'm actually doing multiple trades with this person. The fox that you guys saw on Jello's channel yesterday was actually one of them. So I will be working on those today. I did get permission from the person I'm doing this trade with to stream this live. So yeah, we're gonna be working on that today. So while I get that project open, how are you guys doing? Thank you, Pix. Yeah, I was pretty happy with that fox that I did yesterday. For those of you who haven't seen it, I will pull that up so you can. There we go. So this is the fox that that we're talking about, and he is a bat-eared fox that I am doing as part of a trade with Yisha Stone on Tumblr. If you are not aware of them, definitely check out their channel. They also have a Discord that they're doing where they are developing their own TTRPG. So if you are interested in that sort of thing, if you like Dungeons and Dragons at all, definitely check out their channel because I think it would definitely be up your alley to do so. But yeah, this guy is their character, as is the other one that I'm going to be working on, which is this one. So yeah. My day's been pretty okay. I will say, ever since I started my new meds for my ADHD, I have had a lot of an easier time doing things. I was definitely having a lot of issues with like motivation before, and these new meds are seeming to work on that pretty well. So I'm pretty excited about that. Which is why I've been getting a lot more art stuff done recently. Some of you may have noticed that. So I am looking forward. Yes, I did manage to get the meds. And even though the psychiatrist said that I wasn't going to probably see any changes in the, when I first started taking them, I have to say I do notice a very different change. So, can't complain. I'm definitely happy that they're working. So, yay. More art stuff because of it. And I did make sure that everything was updated on my computer, so we shouldn't have any issues with the tablet today. Yes, the pressurized lines are working. Easy. I am sure that I definitely recommend it if you haven't already. Definitely has made things a lot easier. I think you will have good things coming your way for sure. You deserve it. All of you deserve good things. Hello, Kyra. I hope your workday is going well. I hope that all of you are doing well. And there goes Sir Boofs a lot. Ignore them. Yeah, I did see that pics, and they turned out really, really well. So you definitely did a really good job with that. I got introduced to some new programs, and to be honest, they look really complicated, so I'm gonna have to do some research on those. But one of them seems kind of fun just to mess with for funsies, and I'll have to see what I can do with that one. But the others are definitely on the more of a difficult learning curve than, say, like this program. So there are things to figure out. What programs did you see? Yeah, I have not tried. I have not downloaded Voxel yet. I should do that though. Oh, you got the same ones that I did. Yeah, I saw that sale, and I decided to get, because I mean you really can't beat, you know, what they were selling it for, and since Jello was kind enough to commission me recently, I did have the funds for it. If you haven't checked those programs out yet, easy. They're definitely, they don't look like they don't look like easy programs. I'm not gonna lie. So just just be prepared to have to do a lot of looking up. In addition to those three, I also did get InSpirit, because I like that sort of thing, and I don't quite understand it 100% yet, but it is very soothing to look at because it's fully animated, so you kind of get to see your designs move in real time as you're making it, and it's just really, really cool to look at. If you like that sort of deal, I would definitely recommend checking it out, just because while it isn't a program I'm very familiar with, it doesn't seem like it'll be too hard to learn. Hello, Jello. Gonna start your greeting with a rhyme, I suppose. Oh, right, because you're in Canada, so it's a little different for you. No worries, Jello, if you can't stick around. Definitely not a bad, you know. For if you even if you just want to stick around for a little bit, that's all good. Ooh, 15% tax. Yeah, that's not great. Are you talking, Pix, are you talking about the emotes in the Discord? In, Jello's Discord? I'm gonna stop for a moment and close the windows just because it sounds like somebody's doing yard work and I don't want it to come through, so just a moment. Okay, there we go. Sounded like somebody was gonna be starting up a lawnmower or something. Is the stream buffering a lot for you? Because OBS doesn't seem to be having any issues, so it either is a Twitch issue or it might be an issue with your internet. Okay, yeah, it looks like it might be an issue on your end, Pix. Because OBS is not showing any problems. I still can't believe it's almost the middle of October already. I'm like in denial. By the way, did any of you guys see the new like teaser trailer thing for Scarlet and Violet that came out today with the electric type gym leader where she's like a streamer? Just curious on your guys' thoughts about that. Her design is really cute. I kind of have to laugh about her being a streamer. Gotta keep up with today's times, I guess. I'm not gonna, well, I mean, Pix, there's not really a lot to spoil because they didn't really show anything. The video was just, it was pretty much like her just talking. So there's not really a lot that I can, like, spoil. Oh, that's fine. No worries. No worries, Jello. Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing in the video that spoils anything, so I wouldn't worry about that, Pix. I was more just curious about your guys' opinions on her because they made it seem like she was doing a live stream where she wanted everybody to guess what Pokemon her starter is, or her ace Pokemon is, but they didn't reveal anything. So, I mean, they'll probably do a follow-up video soon, I imagine, where she reveals what it is, but I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot harder to do lines on my tablet than it is on my phone. I usually do all my art on my phone. That's what I was originally thinking, Pix, but based on her very vague description, it's definitely not a Magnemite. Because she mentioned something about it being soft and squishy, which is not something I would ever associate with a Magnemite, so... She said something like soft, squishy, and very cute. Finding Jello confirmed. There you go. Jello confirmed for Scarlet and Violet. It was all a secret plot. How do you guys feel about Scarlet and Violet so far? Because while I'm looking forward to the games, I'm also kind of leery about getting my hopes up about it being good. Just because, like, Sword and Shield was good, but it had a lot of potential for things that they just didn't end up doing. There was a lot of things they could have done story-wise that they just didn't, and I kind of worry about that for Scarlet and Violet. Like, Jello already knows that I'm kind of salty about the box legendaries and how they don't really seem legendary at all, in my opinion, because it seems like everybody and their mom is going to have one. And it just, I don't know, I don't really care for that, just because, like, I remember, you know, legendaries used to be this, you know, exactly what the name says, you know, they're supposed to be this legendary mythical creature that, you know, very few people will come across or ever meet. And it just doesn't feel that way anymore. Yeah, that's totally fair easy, because I don't know, there's a lot I could say. It's just feels kind of stale now in a way. part of me also kind of fears that they're going to rely too much on new gimmicks rather than like good content. Because like the new gimmick with the crystallization thing, I mean, it's pretty to look at, I guess, but other than that, I don't know. Yeah, and it's kind of sad, Easy, because it's like you look at the 2D art for the designs, and they have so, like, you can see the personality, and then you see the 3D models and they look so flat, and there's no character in their posing or their movements, or their expressions. Like, their faces are all like, there's no real expression or character in them. And it really makes me miss like Gen 5, where you know, everything was still the pixels, but they had so much character with how they were animated. And the posing, like, Gen 5 was done really, really well. And I feel like they jumped too quickly into 3D, you know, when they did X and Y. And I feel like there was so much more potential if they had done the animated sprite work like they did with Gen 5. And it makes me wonder, you know, how different things would be if they had continued with that for a while instead of immediately jumping into 3D. Especially story-wise, too, because I feel like Gen 5 was probably the last of like the exceptionally good storytelling ones. Gen 7 had a good story, and it's definitely probably the best 3D ones in my opinion. But like Gen 6 had too short of a story, and there was like no after story at all. Gen 8, the story should have gone differently, and I feel like they should have done more than what they did. But there's just a lot of wasted potential, I think, overall. You guys are probably like, we came here for art, not a lecture. Yeah, I totally agree. Easy. There was so much potential for a really cool storyline. Because I really like Zacian and Zamazenta. Like, they're really, really cool Pokemon. And the idea of working with them to defeat like this really deadly force, you know, was really, really cool. But like, usually with the games, there's like a villain team that you have to beat because they're like an actual threat, and Team Yell was not a threat at all. And the two brothers that you deal with in order to get Zacian and Zamazenta, I feel like they should have been the main villains instead. I hate their designs, and they're exceptionally annoying, but I feel like they would have been a more valid choice of being the main villain just because they actually were related to the wolves. And I feel like we could have gotten a more serious storyline with that. But we did not. And I feel like there was a lot of potential just didn't happen. And And then the fact that they charged another $60 for the DLC was just kind of ridiculous. Like, give us a complete game and don't charge an additional full game price for a DLC like that. I mean, the DLC was kind of fun, and it definitely added to the game, but I feel like they should have been in the original game to begin with. And they did not do that. I was also disappointed on the exceptional lack of mythological related designs. Like, Britain has some really cool mythology. I mean, you have all the Fae, you know, you have your Kelpies, your Dullahan, and, you know, so many things for, like, ghosts that you could have had, and they didn't do anything like that, and it's like, it would have been the perfect region for that. And there's just so many things that could have been done. Yeah, that's exactly it. It was, they're trying to churn out games in a short period of time by forcing their employees to do crunch time the whole time, and they're underpaid, and so we're getting products that are just not what they could be. Yeah, that's exactly how it feels. Another game for more profits. It's like, you guys need to like hire your fans into your company, because I've seen people come up with so many good ideas. And I mean, look at the fan games and the ROM hacks that are out there, and how much work gets put into them, and how much people like them. It's like, instead of shutting these people down, why don't you hire them? Because they're obviously making things that people enjoy. So, I mean, why not roll with it instead of punishing these people, and then, you know, see where it takes you? Because, you know, they're obviously doing cool things, and people like these things, but you're just, like, giving them shit for no reason. I mean, Pokemon Xenoverse, you have Insurgents, and, you know, all these other ones that are, you know, have done well, and, you know, you guys need to, like, hire these people. Such a waste. It's all just such a waste. Yeah, you know, I recently saw a I don't know if it was like from an article or what, but they were saying that Nintendo considers Nuzlocke to be just as bad as a ROM hack, and it's like, are you guys kidding me? They're not changing the game in any form. There's no modding. There's no hacking, and it's literally just people setting specific rules for themselves why they play. And it's just like, are you guys serious? You really consider that to be like a hack? It's not. There's no hacking done at all. I do not understand. Yeah, regardless of who it was, it doesn't make any sense at all because there is literally no modding or hacking being done. And it's like, you guys really need to like calm the fuck down because you guys are literally turning on your fans. You know, the people who are giving you the money, and you're giving them a hard time over the stupidest shit. Like, oh no, people are having fun. We can't have that. That's illegal, I guess. So yeah, it's just one of those things that I don't get. I don't get it at all. Right. Yeah, no, there's definitely a difference in the gameplay level, you know, for younger audience because that's what the games were originally meant for, but I mean, you know, people creating a challenge for themselves, you know, just for fun without modding anything, like why is that such a big deal? I don't It just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, if you're like, you know, because like for most Nuzlockes, it's like, okay, if your Pokemon faints, you know, you're just considering it, you consider it dead, so you just don't use it. You put it in the PC and you just don't use it. You're not hacking anything, you're not modding anything. It's just you don't use that Pokemon. You know, there's some people who take it to an extra level and they don't use any items or you know, or no like human made items. So like you can use berries but you don't use potions, and you know, you're not changing any physical part of the game. You're just instituting rules on yourself. And they're acting like it's the end of the world, like, oh my god, you're not playing it the way we intended. It's such a big deal. It's really not, you guys. Right. Yeah, I know. I do know some people will release the Pokemon instead of just putting them in the PC, but like, either way, you know, whether you release them or not, you're still not hacking or modding or doing anything against the rules. I just feel like if people are enjoying your game, regardless of them setting, like, instituting, like, personal rules for themselves, like, why is that such a bad thing? I don't get it. Would you rather just, like, people say, oh, this game sucks, and then, like, never play any of your games again? Like, is that what you would prefer? Because I don't get it. I don't understand why they're like this. Yeah, it's just all very nitpicky in the worst way possible, and I'll never understand it. I will never understand it. Awkward silence. Yeah, no, it's I don't know. Things are different now. Yeah, math is unfortunately involved with mini programming things, and I am not great with math. Math is a big pain in the butt, and I have an incredibly difficult time with it. So it's not really my thing. And I need the color ref for this. Color. Yeah, I am aware that math is a big part of animation well, at least figuring out like frame rate stuff, but animation is not easy in the slightest, and there's a reason why I am not in that field. Even though I majored in it for college, I am not gonna be animating as a profession because I do not have the patience for it, and I prefer illustrations instead. It is just, it's not easy, and I think a lot of people underestimate how difficult animation is. And Luna, I love you too, but please stop shoving your nose under my arm because it makes it really hard to draw. Hello, Amy. Please be driving safely, because the last thing I want to hear is that there was a car accident, and I will cry. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Easy, like, there's a lot of things that you can learn at a college for art, but there are so many tutorials and stuff, like tutorials and resources online nowadays, that you almost kind of don't need to go to school for it, because there's all these free resources. And you know, it's like, why pay, why go into huge student debt like I did when you can just go online and watch tutorials from people who know what they're doing, and they provide it for free? Like, why do that to yourself? You are safe, but yeah, well, hopefully the stress goes away soon. And yes, I do curse on my channel, as I've already made you guys aware. So definitely don't be surprised to hear it again, because yeah, it's kind of like that everywhere, unfortunately, because they want you to have like a Cal Arts degree, which I did actually. One of the teachers at my college that I had also worked for Cal Arts, and he was notoriously known for being incredibly difficult in his classes, and it was not fun. I'm not gonna lie. Hello, welcome to the stream. For those of you who don't know, the person who just joined is my older brother, so everybody give him a warm welcome. But yeah, definitely online resources are the way to go, because there's a lot of free resources for art now, and it just beats having to pay so much and be in so much debt. I cannot say enough how much it sucks to be in debt. So yes, I know you just joined the stream, but I'm working on a art trade that I'm doing with somebody. They like to work with clay, and so they make clay figurines, which, if you guys are ever interested, they do commissions for these figurines, and I have a bunch from them, and they are all very well made. They do more than just animals. They do Pokemon, they do human characters. They can do pretty much anything. So they do commissions, and if you guys are ever interested, they do a very good job, and they have a very, very fast turnaround. So I will definitely get them to post their commission info in the Discord because they do a very good job, and I will definitely have to share pictures of the ones that I've gotten from them because they are all amazing, and like I said, they are all very, very good quality. So definitely would recommend getting a commission from them at some point. Or you can message them if you would like as well. It would be Yisha Stone in the Discord. They are very nice. So, whoops, did not mean to do that. Do not hesitate to message them. They are super cool. They also they're at the scale of like D&D figurines. So like if you guys ever do like Dungeons and Dragons, their figurines are the perfect size for that. So definitely recommend. Yeah, their figurines are excellent, and I can personally vouch for their quality because they're very well made. If you couldn't already tell by this image here. And considering the scale that they're at, they managed to fit in a lot of details. So, I mean, it's pretty incredible what they can do. And their pricing is not expensive either. So, if you do commission them, I would definitely say to order like a few at a time at the least. It is definitely worth it. And they always pack them well when they ship them, so don't worry about them like breaking. Yeah, Jello knows exactly what I'm talking about because they've seen their work as well. Pix, they're the one who just they joined earlier today. It's Yisha Stone. So they also shared, they do have a TTRPG that they have been making, and they did share some of the info in my Discord in the games channel. So if you look in there, you can see some of the details, and if you're interested in hearing more, like more specific details, definitely reach out to them. They do have a Discord channel of their own, where you can join in with their groups and get some more specific details about what they're doing. So yeah, definitely check it out. I would recommend for sure because it is really, really cool. And of course, if you guys have any questions for me as well, don't hesitate to ask. See what Hey Maki, welcome to the stream. We were just talking about Yisha Stone, who I know you saw join the stream or join the Discord earlier, because they do figurine commissions. So yeah, definitely check them out, because if you like anything like what's on this image here, they do Pokemon, they do humans, they do animals, anthros, anything like that. And very good quality, very fast turnaround, and good pricing. So yeah, if you're interested, definitely hit them up, because they are very cool. And I would definitely recommend checking them out. My favorite type of character to draw. So I've been drawing Pokemon for a very long time, as well as animals. Honestly, I don't know if I have a favorite type of character that I like to draw, but I do like designs that have a lot of color to them. If they're very bright and colorful, then I tend to have a lot of fun with that. So I think it's just more fun that way, when they're bright and colorful. Like, I know, Amy, the commission I did for you of your Umbreon Sona in the Gothic Lolita dress, that one was a lot of fun just because of all the frills and details. That one was a blast. Yes, and for anybody who's interested, I also do have commissions open, always, especially right now since I am currently unemployed. So if you guys are, well, I'll probably end up posting it in the Discord, just so they are available, or the information will be available at any time, because I do need the monies. And plus, I love drawing your guys' OCs, so it's just fun that way. I don't feel bad, Pix. I mean, it's really the thought that counts. So I do appreciate that you wanted to. That's kind of true though, Amy, because you can, especially if somebody has like a favorite OC of theirs. You know, what kind of features do they have? You know, what kind of personality do they have? Is it, you know, are they kind of a mean character, or, you know, are they a nice character? Are they shy? You know, are there certain traits about them that are good or bad, or things like that? No worries, Amy, we'll be here. Or at least I will. Ball of different I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, if you didn't have varying emotions, wouldn't you just kind of be like a very flat person, personality wise? Although, Amy, you asking that question now makes me wonder, what does Duskfee say about me? What does Niel say about me? My little kitty PNG tuber that I've got going on here, what does that say about me? No, Pix, the program was actually really easy to figure out, and when you download the program, they have a link to basically a walkthrough of how to do everything. So they made it really easy to learn. So it's definitely a very good program if you aren't able to get like one of those VTubers that are super expensive. PNG Tuber is really good, and I like that you can add various emotions. I mean, I was able to give mine, you know, 7 different emotions. You know, we got my normal one here. I even did like a animated state. We have his angry version, his content version, exasperated because things happen, sad, surprise, very sad, angry. So yeah, you can. It gives you a lot of room to do things, and so I think you know, if anybody is looking to have like a little character to represent themselves, to use for streaming, PNG Tuber or VitoTube Mini is it's a very, very good program, and it is free to download. They do give you the option to donate, but it's not mandatory. So it's definitely something I recommend as a program, because it's easy, it's free, and you can get some good quality stuff from it. So I have no complaints about this program at all. Yeah, Maki, if you ever want to see how that program works, because you can even use it in Discord calls. Like I've used him in Discord calls, so you know it's just kind of fun. You know, even if you're just doing it for fun to use on Discord or whatever, you know it's pretty great, to be honest. Welcome back, Amy. Limit on there is no limit on detail. It's literally you can do whatever you want design wise. They do have a size limit recommendation, which I think was like a really, really big size, that honestly you don't really need. Like you don't need to have the file size huge. Yeah, they have a 2048 by 2048 pixel limitation, which, if you don't know, that's a pretty big file size, and you don't really need the file size to be that big. So like for mine, I had it as I drew it at 2000 by 2000, but then I shrunk it down to 500 by 500. So you don't, and I mean look at the quality. It's not blurry or pixelated at all. So you don't really have to worry about like the quality getting diminished. And the GIF site that I sent you the other day, where you can make GIFs, that's actually what they recommend using to put your GIFs together. So like for the eyes blinking or the mouth moving, that is the site that they recommend using for making the GIFs for that. So if you want me to show you that, I do want to make a PNG tuber of Duskfy, just because they're where I got my name from. So I feel like it's only right to have them at some point as my little visual representation. So I will be making one of them. So I mean, maybe after I finish coloring that, I can do that and show you guys my little Duskfy, because they are technically the character that I use to represent myself more. I mostly did Niel as my first PNG tuber just because they are more on the simplistic side design-wise, so it was a little easier to draw them, whereas Duskfee's a little more detailed. But another big difference too is that Duskfee does not have a mouth on their face. So, actually, let me. I know it sounds a little odd. Let me pull up their information real quick so I can show you guys. Because yeah, they're not your typical character. And so yeah, this is a sketch of Duskfee. So they are a fusion of a Flaffy and a Dusknoir. And I mainly chose them because my original Sona was a sheep, so I wanted Flaffy. And then my favorite Pokemon is Duskull, but I wanted something a little more ornate, so that's why I ended up choosing Dusknoir. And yeah, so they there's no mouth here. There's no mouth here. Just yeah, there's nothing. They've got eyes, but their actual mouth is here, like Dusknoir. So that is debatable picks. that is very debatable. They're usually pretty chill, but they're not exactly harmless either. So like this is a image I did of them back last Halloween-ish, and I wanted to show like where their mouth actually is. So they function very much like a Dusknoir in that their mouth is actually in the stomach area rather than on their head like most normal folks. So they're different, and in some ways that would make them easier to do a PNG tuber for, because I wouldn't have to animate a mouth, but I could do more expression wise, I guess. So I'll probably play around with doing some like little mini animations with their little extra ghostly arms and something like that. But something like that. Take care, Amy. Thank you for joining while you could. Alright, so we got our penguin friend colored, so now we just gotta do some shading and highlights. And save, because things happen if you don't save. And now we're gonna go into fill, because that's what we use to shade. So light source I'm gonna have coming from this side. And yeah, that looks awful because of the brush that I used, but you get the point. And I actually need that size to be smaller. I mean, I wouldn't force yourself too much just because you might burn yourself out easier that way. But I mean, I would love to see some more of your art, Maki, so. You doing okay there, Jello? Because I'm a little concerned with what you just sent. Oh. Fun times. Fun times. I'm gonna be expecting some information on that later. Oh, you won't distract me by talking. Don't worry. Don't worry about that, Pix. I am definitely more than capable of doing both at once. Yeah, that's definitely one of the harder parts is your brain constantly telling you, hey, it's gonna suck, hey, don't do it, it's not worth it. And so I definitely know what you mean by that. To be honest, my productivity has mainly gone up because of my new meds. So I am definitely grateful that they are working as intended, because I was definitely having a hard time, and it really kind of sucked because there were definitely a lot of days where it's like I wanted to do something, but then like I didn't have like the mental capacity to just like go and do it. Yeah, it's I mean, for me, it turned out a large part of that was because of I was officially diagnosed with ADHD, um, and the fact that it wasn't being treated was causing a lot of my problem. Um, so I did end up seeing a psychiatrist about it, and she prescribed a medication for me that I started taking, and I have definitely noticed a difference, and it's gotten easier for me to do things. So I um, definitely have seen a change because of that. So if anything, I mean, maybe you know you need to talk to your doctor and see if they have any recommendations. Because sometimes you just need a little something to get yourself together. And there's no shame in that because everybody has something to deal with. And whether it's, you know, just a mental thing or, you know, maybe it's a body issue or a chemical issue, you know, sometimes you just need a little something, something. And that's okay. I mean, depression is no joke. Anxiety is not a joke. You know, some people might say that, you know, it's just in your head. Yeah, it's in your head, but like that's not really something you can control, you know. Yeah, exactly. You know, someday everybody needs help, you know, whether it's just a little bit of help or, you know, some more help, you know, you gotta do. It is not bad to get help. Yeah, no worries about that, Jello. You know, thanks for being here while you could, and you know, if you're able to join later, definitely feel free to do so. If not, though, definitely not an issue. I will talk to you at another time. There's a lot of stigma with mental health, and it's really unfortunate that they push that it's such a bad thing to need help with your mental health. And you know, there's just things that happen in life that you don't have any control over, and you know, sometimes you need some help from a therapist, or you know, getting meds to help with things. And it's not, it doesn't mean you're weak, or you know, there's something wrong with you. You know, everybody's body functions differently, and sometimes we need things for it to do what we want it to do. Yeah, if just get over it worked, then depression wouldn't exist, but it does. So, that's not how it works. And it's not like, it's not like people want to feel bad, I feel like shit, and my brain constantly tells me to, off myself. But, it doesn't mean that that person wants to be like that. They're not choosing to think like that. It's just, sometimes our brains aren't functioning like they are supposed to, and, you end up thinking or feeling certain ways, and, it's not the person, it's just chemicals in the brain aren't functioning right, or maybe something is going on in life and it's making you feel bad, and it's not a bad thing to get help, because it's better to get help, instead of letting things get worse to the point something bad happens. I used to be afraid of the idea of taking meds for like depression or whatever, because I always worried about the side effects, and sometimes you just it ends up being a lot more helpful to you than you realize. And a lot of the commercials on TV make things sound way worse than they're actually gonna be, and there's a lot of misleading information in social media. So I know it gets hard, and it's like, what do you do? But sometimes you just gotta talk to a doctor and say, hey, I've been having this problem, can you let me know what my options are, or what should my next step be? Because maybe it's therapy, maybe you need to talk to somebody, or maybe you need some meds, because sometimes the meds do things for you, or sometimes you need both, like I did. It's not a bad thing to get help. I do get it that it's hard though, because it doesn't help that a lot of things are so expensive. Like the psychiatrist who prescribed the meds to me for my ADHD, she also wanted me to get tested to see how bad my ADHD is. And when I called the place, they wanted to charge between $5,800 to $8,500 just for testing. And it's like, who can afford that? I mean, most average people cannot afford that sort of cost. And it's like, I don't think a lot of people realize just how much of a necessity it is for people to have access to this sort of thing without having to pay the cost of an arm and a leg. And it's like, this is the sort of thing that causes people to not get treated what they need to be helped with. And they wonder why so many people don't get the meds or treatment that they need. Well, it's because you want to force them to pay the cost of a car or a house. And it's just ridiculous, Like, what do you expect people to do? We're not all bajillionaires who can afford 5 houses, 10 cars, and a yacht, you know? Like, that's just not... It's not practical at all in the slightest. That's just not how reality is. And they don't get that. On a more positive note, though, I will say that the weather has been finally changing for the better out here, and it's starting to cool down a bit. And I am most grateful for it because fall is the best season, in my opinion. And I am glad that we're finally hitting that season, because summer is very, very, very hot. Well, I mean, especially out here, because there are times where it hits above 110. Yeah, I mean, Maki, if you ever want, like if you're having a hard time coming up with stuff, I mean, we could always try doing like a collab thing, because sometimes just doing something for fun or doing something simplistic can get your brain turning. Like, now that I have these meds that are working, my brain's like, I want to do this, and I want to do this, and I want to do this, and it's like, can you, like, slow down a little bit? Because you made me reorganize 2 drawers when it was after midnight, and I wasn't really planning on this, so can we not do that, please? My brain was like, nope, we're doing this. We are reorganizing 2 drawers because we have to. And I don't care if it's after midnight, we're still doing it. What did I hit? What did I activate? Oh, that's what it was. There is nothing wrong with that, Pix. To be honest, I've been doing a lot of fan art related stuff myself. I mean, like the comic that I've been doing is technically a Pokemon one, so there is nothing wrong with that at all. Hello, SB. Welcome to the stream. I hope you are having a good day so far. I am currently shading a character for an art trade that I am doing with somebody online. And they are a penguin, specifically of the emperor kind. I'm doing pretty good, SB. I hope that you are also doing good. I love that. I've popped into some of your streams, SB, before, and I love that in your streams, when people join, they have like little Pokemon characters that show up on the screen. And I want to add that to my streams at some point because it's just really cool, and I like seeing the little characters running around on the screen. Oh, you're sick. I'm sorry. That's no fun. I don't like being sick either. I hope it's nothing too serious and that you get better soon. Yeah, stream avatars. I did see that on your stream, and I downloaded the thing, but I have to figure out how to implement it, and if I'm even able to, since I'm not an affiliate at this time. Because I do think it would be cool to have, just for funsies. Oh, you're not in. Oh, okay, so that means I should be able to do it then. That would be cool. I know the last time I joined one of your streams, I picked Duskull for myself because that is my favorite Pokemon. And I love Duskull with all my heart, which is why it's a tattoo on my arm. That's right, I have a tattoo. I technically have two. I have 2 tattoos at the time, and I would love to get more. Unfortunately, they require money. Lots of money that I do not have at this time. But I would love more tattoos, for sure. Because they're cool. The Duskull tattoo that I have on my arm, I want to turn into a ghost type sleeve. And Mimikyu has to be on there for sure, because I also love Mimikyu. Because Mimikyu is friend. And then on my other arm, I want a Giratina in origin form wrapping around my arm. More plans for Neluetta? So originally, and I think I've mentioned it before, Jelloetta and I had sort of a story going on, and it was essentially a whole society of just Meloetta. Like, there's no other Pokemon there. It's an entirely different world where it's literally just Meloetta. And there was essentially a whole storyline, and I'm not gonna go into specifics just because I don't know how much Jello would be okay with me divulging, especially because we haven't really worked on it in a while because things have been busy. But there are some things that I still have to design for Neluetta, because they do have a Mega Evolution Stone, and I have not designed what their Mega Evolution looks like yet, and I do want to do that, and I want to make it as flamboyant and colorful as possible because Neluetta is already very colorful and bright, so I want to take that up like 10 notches because you know, Mega Evolution usually adds a lot of details, so I do kind of want to go crazy with them, and maybe I'll do a stream of that, where once I finally get the design sketched, I can stream the digitizing of it so everybody can see what they look like with that. because personally I feel like that would be a very fun stream. When I was gonna make them, all I knew for them was that I wanted it to be as bright and colorful as possible. Like, I wanted them to be obnoxiously bright. Just because I thought it would be fun. And then it ended up turning into me designing a hell of a lot of Meloetta. Which is not something I had originally planned. But what can you do? Yeah, no, the Meloetta universe has not been discarded. We just haven't really been able to plot it out as much as we would have liked to. We have like a general plot, but there's no, it's not really like finalized quite yet. I'm not really remembering the post that you're talking about, but that was probably a while back and my memory is god awful, so that would probably be why I'm not recalling it at this time. Oh yeah, that would actually be really cool, SB. If you don't mind showing me how you did that, I would definitely love to be able to do that. You posted in the lore channel? Let me see here. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, it really can't. I honestly can't answer for Jello, so that's the only thing. I can't. I cannot answer for them. Especially because I think that Tumblr post was from quite a while back, so things could have changed from when it was originally made, and you just never know. the main story that I've been working on. Oh yeah, from 2020. Yeah, that was quite a while back then. The main story that I've been working on is the one that I have on my Tumblr about Chime, who is a Qingling of the Soothe Bell variety, and I just started posting on there again after a very long unofficial hiatus, and I am excited to get back to working on that, and I will probably at some point end up streaming the making of the pages, because I would like to show you guys how I do those, especially if any of you in here are interested in making your own comics using screen tones, because Metabang is excellent for that. And I would definitely recommend it for anybody who's interested in making comics. I am not sponsored by them, unfortunately. I would happily endorse them. But no, I just really like the program and use it for everything now, so. Especially for comics, because they made it incredibly easy to do comics on here, and it makes me happy with how much better they look than they might have if I did it on Photoshop like I used to. Just not the same, especially because Photoshop is not actually great for art stuff, because it was technically never meant to be used for drawing. It was supposed to be for photo editing. But then people were like, hey, I'm going to use it for other stuff. Clip Studio? Yeah, I don't actually have Clip Studio. If you're ever interested, SB, though, the program that I'm using, Metabang, is completely free. And the nice thing about it too is, like, the file that I'm working on right now, I actually uploaded from my phone. Metabang allows you to pull files from the cloud if you upload it, so you can go back and forth between like a phone and a computer just by uploading it to your account and then just pulling the file, instead of trying to email the file to yourself or upload it somewhere else. It's very easy, and I had tried this program completely on a whim back in like 2016 probably, and I haven't looked back since, because I use it for everything now, and I like the fact that it was free, and they do have things that you can buy, like you can upgrade your account to premium for like, they have 3 different options, and I picked the cheapest one, which is like $10 a year, which not bad at all in my opinion, but you don't have to do that. They have tons of brushes that you can use, but they also give you the option of making your own, which I cannot tell you how much it's saved me on time on doing miscellaneous little details like a pearl bracelet or whatever. You can make a brush for that, and it just saves you a lot of time in the long run. And definitely definitely recommend it because just overall a very good program that you don't have to pay $150 billion for like you do with Photoshop, and you can get some great quality work out of it, and it's still got a lot of the same tools that like Photoshop or probably Clip Studio Paint has. So it's definitely a program I would recommend to beginners. I'm pretty sure there's only one of me. It's not exactly a common username. And yeah, I did get your messages. I see it here. Let's see. Oh, okay. I will definitely be trying that out. And hopefully have that ready for Sunday. Because I would love to have little guys running around on my screen that are representative of you guys. So I think that would be super cool. Alright, so I think shading is done. Time for some highlights. And it's barely going on 8, so I will probably do another piece after this one. And I used the wrong brush. No worries, SB. I definitely appreciate the information, and I will definitely be looking at that more closely when the stream is over. Definitely appreciate the info as well as you joining in, and I hope you sleep very well and have a wonderful day tomorrow. For some reason, my brain keeps thinking it's like the very beginning of the week, and it's not. And I think I got another mosquito bite, and I am not happy about it. Mosquitoes think I am very particularly delicious, and I end up suffering for it every year. Actually, the extension, I did download it because I saw it on one of your streams and I loved it. So I do have the extension downloaded. I just haven't really messed with it. That was too much. Cool. I will definitely be trying that out. Sleep well, SB. Have a good night. Thank you, Pix. At this point, I am just trying to lower some highlights so things don't look so super duper shiny when they don't need to. My writing doesn't actually look this bad in real life if I'm writing on paper. Just FYI. Wait, I've got one little detail. And export. And that is a finished picture. Alright, let me get this, and let's see here. Hello, Yusha Stone. I accidentally sent you the link when I was trying to send you something else, but welcome to the stream. I was telling everybody about your figurine works and how I have a bunch of them from you. So if you're still doing commissions for those, which I'm pretty sure I thought I saw that you were, definitely post them in the Discord because you have some excellent work that I can personally vouch for because I have a bunch of them from you. So yeah, definitely feel free to share. I have a channel in the Discord that is specifically for anybody to post their commission info if they are doing commissions. So yes, if you guys who are in the stream right now, if you guys do commissions, definitely feel free to post them in my Discord group under the channel that is called Community Commissions. That is for any of you guys to post your commission info there. Because like Easy, I know that you are doing commissions. And if you're doing commissions, Yisha Stone, definitely feel free to post them in there because I want everybody to be able to post that. So yeah, don't hesitate to share commission info for anybody. Anybody in my group is welcome to post their commission info because I want it to be open for everybody. Maki, you say that like your art isn't already amazing. Like, excuse me, your art is awesome. Don't be talking bad about your art. I will fight you. I will fly to Nevada and I will fight you. Yes, it is. Maki, no. I will argue with you all night if you insist that your art is bad because it is not. Your art is amazing and detailed and you need to be nicer to yourself. Be nice. Be nice to yourself, Maki. You deserve to treat yourself and have other people treat you nicely. So don't be mean to yourself. To be honest, that is something that can affect your motivation to draw, because I used to personally talk crap about my own work, and you gotta start working on talking nicer about yourself and your work, because it really does affect, one, how you see your work, but also your motivation to do stuff. So instead of saying, yeah, my work is crap or my work is really, really bad, just say, hey, I'm still learning and my art's going to keep improving. And maybe I don't like it now, but I'm still learning things. And I think you'll notice a difference in how you look at your work, because I mean, even like Jello really kind of made me work on that, because I used to say a lot of not nice things about my work, and they made me stop doing that, and I've made a personal effort to also stop talking about my stuff like that, and I definitely feel better about my art than I used to. And don't compare yourself to others. I know it's harder to do than it is to say, because there's so many people with amazing art styles out there, but that doesn't mean that yours isn't equally amazing. We all have our own individual style and ways of working, so our artwork is just different. Don't make yourself feel bad about your work, especially when we're all just working on learning different stuff. And maybe you look at an old piece and you say, man, that looks awful, but doesn't that just show you like how far you've come? I mean, my old stuff is pretty atrocious, but that just makes me realize more about how much better my art is now than it used to be. So, yeah. Alright, so back to the drawing stuff. Just finished this file. Let me go ahead and close that out. Let's see. Well, thank you for doing the trade with me, because I am having fun with these, and I'm actually going to start on the Fox Boy now because he is very fluffy. So floof. Let me open from the cloud. There it is. And here is our fox friend with his fluffy tail. You know, I have never thought about doing something like that. That's kind of an interesting idea. I might have to try that next time. Interesting idea, Pix. Yes, he has a very fluffy tail. I purposely made it exceptionally fluffy. And this character also belongs to Yisha Stone. And he is based on a bat-eared fox, which, if you have not seen those before, they are super adorable and very fluffy. And also they have ginormous ears, which obviously you guys can see that already, so. I am very glad that I get to work on this guy because he is a very fun design. Yeah, on this one, I ended up not going with a chibi style. I kind of wanted to do a more standard proportion style, and I'm really glad that I did, because he ended up turning out really, really well, and I like the way that he turned out very much. And I'm gonna be perfectly honest, I feel like I'm gonna like the sketch better than the line art, and I almost just want to try doing like painting under the sketch. Sometimes I like the sketch better. I don't know why it works out that way. Well, okay, I kind of know why it works out that way. Because sketches tend to be looser and sometimes, and that's why they tend to look better, because the lines aren't so restrained. Yeah. I tend to like styles that are on the sketchier side. Just, I don't know, there's something it almost kind of has more personality in my opinion. Like old Disney animations, they definitely had like 101 Dalmatians, like you could really see like the lines are almost kind of sketchy in a way. And to me, I don't know why, it has a lot of character and I like it. No, another thing too, I want to do more writing projects as well. No worries. I'm glad that you were able to join in, even if for a little bit. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your night, Yisha Stone. Sometimes I find that drawing animalistic characters are more fun than drawing people, because they have some fun details. But in some ways, they're also harder to draw. Like snouts, it can be hard getting the angle right. to all the furry artists out there who can do this, you have my infinite respect for making it look so easy. Because it's not. I think it's just I'm not having any problems picks, so it may be your connection. Because I do have Twitch open on a browser just to make sure that things are streaming okay, and from what I can see, it is not having any issues, so I think it might be your connection. Yeah, Maki doesn't seem to be having any issues, so it might be your connection picks. Well, the part of the reason that Jello was having problems was because they are not at home. So they were not connected to their home internet, so that was why they were having issues. And then as for Yisha Stone, they also mentioned that their connection wasn't good, so it's not my end, and it was not. I don't believe it is Twitch acting up at this time. Because if it was Twitch, then it would be having issues on my end as well, and it does not seem to be having any issues. So, it's got to be on your end. I mean, I know, like, my internet connection has issues at times, but I recently connected my computer to the internet via an Ethernet cable, and it has greatly stabilized as compared to before, so the nice thing is this guy is pretty much facing forward, so I can duplicate things instead of having to redraw everything. Makes things a little bit easier. He is so fluffy. He's got so much floof. He's got a floofy face and a floofy neck and a floofy tail. So Yisha Stone was actually the one who requested this pose, and oh, I just noticed your question picks. What laptop do I have? According to the sticker here, it's an Inspiron 17-3000 by Dell, and it's still fairly new for me, and it works very well, especially because I don't have Adobe on this one as compared to my old laptop, which it takes like 15 minutes to start up just because of everything it tries to load. Adobe kills your computer, folks. It's a CPU eater for sure. And Metabang is not. Reminder, Metabang superiority over Photoshop. Yeah, this laptop is nice. It's 17.3 inch screen, so it's got nice range, and I am fond of this laptop. Because it is cooperating very nicely with what I wanted to do. Well, it doesn't have an Ethernet port. I mean, if it's an older model, that might be why. It's like my laptop is fairly new. I mean, like, I think it's like within a year old, so it's a nice little computer, and I think I got it on sale when I bought it, so I can't really complain there either. 2019. Oh yeah, that is pretty fairly new. Because like my old laptop is like, how old is it? I think I got it in like 2013, so it was like over 9 years old. But even that one wasn't really bad. It was a little slow because it couldn't handle programs like, or it couldn't handle like newer programs as well, and I ended up getting this laptop because originally I was just planning to use it strictly for like work purposes, and well, obviously, as you can see, that didn't end up being strictly what it was used for. He's got toe beans. Oh yeah, no, that I am fully aware of. I am very aware of that, Pix. And we did do that, but on my old laptop it still didn't really make too much of a difference. Okay, you're not wrong, Maki. He's got beanie means. Hands are hard to draw, and yet this one somehow turned out really well for what I usually do, so I am happy about that. Feet continue to be the bane of my existence when it comes to drawing, though. Human anatomy in general is just... ugh. Also, don't ask me about how to do clothing folds because I am guessing on those 100% of the time. So don't never ask me about that because I legitimately cannot tell you what I am doing. It ends up typically being a case of does this look okay? I think it looks okay. We're gonna go with this, and just kind of running with that. If it looks believable, then okay, we're leaving it like that. Do you understand what I'm drawing? You know what he's wearing. Okay, then yeah, I don't care about the technicalities as much. Do my clothing pieces look a lot better than they used to? Absolutely. Does that mean they're perfect? Absolutely not. Do they have to be 100% absolutely 100 realistic to life? No. Because that would be too fucking hard. And I would like to avoid spending 200 billion hours on a piece because I would like to keep my mental sanity, thank you. What little of it I have. Because drawing things is hard. Metabang, do you have a popcorn brush? Because that would be excellent if you did. And now I'm curious. They do. This is why I love Metabang, everybody. Metabang just saved my sorry self right now. Oh, that's fantastic. Metabang, everybody. Look at that. We got popcorn, y'all. This is why I recommend Metabang. Look at these resources that they have. They just saved me so much work. We got some popcorn. I might redo that a little bit, but a little too small. That might be a little too small. Maki, are you talking about Metabang? Oh, let me post the link to Metabang because Metabang is my friend. Yeah, Maki, I don't know if you have a note or if your phone has like a stylus or something, but Metabang is great on the phone as well. I normally do everything on my phone. So, if this link would like to open, that would be great. Yeah, the Maki, this program will be excellent on your phone as well as the computer, especially because if you make an account, you can upload your document to their cloud, and you can go back and forth between your phone and your computer with zero effort. Here is the link to download. I have access to some brushes that a regular user will not have access to. But they do have a lot of free brushes that are excellent. So regardless if you have a premium account or not, you're gonna have a ton of really good resources that are free. So I definitely recommend it because, as you just saw, Metabang just saved my butt in having to draw 100 billion popcorn pieces individually, or just doing really lame, yellow, lumpy, ambiguous shapes. So, Metabang has really, really good resources. They also, Maki, this may interest you if you don't really know what you want to draw. Metabang is part of I just had a brain fart on the name, on Art Street, and they offer templates that you can use to draw images, and they are free regardless if you have a premium account or not. And I will send the link for that as well, because I've been wanting to mess around with those as well. And they have a ton of really, really good resources for free that I definitely recommend taking advantage of. And it's having me download, or not download, log in. There we go. So let me change the window real quick so you guys can see this. So this is on Art Street, and these are they're like drawing bases that you can use to make art with, and these are free. These are 100% free. So I would definitely, yes, I will be posting the links on Discord, so don't worry about that. Definitely will be sharing this because, and I know Pix that I had said that I was going to create a channel in the Discord for sharing resources. I did create that, so they will be going in that channel. But they have a ton of these free little bases that you can use to draw things with. So if you're ever like, I want to draw something but I don't know what pose I want to do, this will save you a lot of time. You can just scroll through them and say, okay, you know what, I like this one best, and then just download it, and you can use it to create something. So definitely recommend. Yes, any tips, resources, anything that can be used to help with any creative process, whether it's for writing, 3D work, music, baking, I don't care. Share it in the resources tab in the Discord, and definitely welcome that, because sometimes you find resources and they're in an area that you don't normally see. So just sharing information for each other to make things easier in the long run is always welcome. So I will be sharing that. So yeah, let us continue. Let me paste those links in the Discord, since I do have Discord already up. And it looks like Yisha Stone did post their commission info in the Discord as well, so if you guys are ever interested, or if you want to post your own commission info, definitely feel free to do so. Alright, so I did post the links in the Discord under the tab Creative References. So the link to download MetaBing as well as where to get the resources are listed in the Discord, so they are available now. So yeah, they are there for you guys now, and you now have access to my favorite program. And if whatever you guys, if you do end up making anything with MetaBing, I would love to see. Also, additionally, if you have any questions about MetaBing, do not hesitate to ask, because I've been using it for about 6 years now, so I can definitely either help with your question, or I can point you out where you can find the info. But yeah, MetaBing, as you guys have already seen, is my BFF when it comes to art stuff, and I will love it forever and ever, unless they decide to go into subscription mode, in which case I will dump them. Which would be very unfortunate, because I love MetaBing right now, so. If you want to download MetaBing on your phone, just go to the Google Play Store, or if you have an iPhone, the App Store, whatever it's called. I don't like Apple. And you should just be able to look up MetaBing, and it should pop right up. But it is a excellent program. Oh, and Maki, another cool thing too, you've probably already noticed, but MetaBing does have a line stabilizer. So like without a stabilizer, my lines are very shaky. I cannot draw a straight line to save my life. It's just very bad. With the line stabilizer, my lines look so much cleaner than they used to. I usually have my line stabilizer set to max, but you don't have to do that. You can set it to whatever works for you. So it's just a very nice tool to have, and like I said earlier, MetaBing does allow you to create your own brushes, which I did for the piece of the little robot dragon where I had to do all those rivets. I used MetaBing to create a brush that I then used to do all those little rivets, and just saves you so much time and frustration. Just makes your life so much easier. That's fair. That's fair, Maki. And obviously you're not like obligated to share whatever you make, like only share if you really want to. I'm not gonna force you. Yeah, no, the line stabilizer has really made my art look so much better than without, so whenever I do any art piece, always have the line stabilizer, because it just looks that much better in my opinion. The lines come out so much smoother, and I end up being a lot happier with how it looks than without. So I just wholly recommend it. And now that that's filled in, I can. So now I can erase popcorn bits that I don't need. Sometimes I do turn off the line stabilizer, just because it goes a little slow. Color balancing, it does let you do like the hue adjust. As for, so like as an example, it does have hue, saturation, brightness. So it does have that. It looks a little different on laptop versus the phone. On the laptop, it does look like they have a tone curve option that you can use. I don't believe it's on the phone version. Let me check real quick though. Yeah, I don't see it on the phone version. However, I will say another thing that I really like about Metabang. Let's say, Maki, that you draw a picture, and you want to take, and let's say you do like a line art on paper. You have it fully inked and ready to go. And you want to color it on Metabang. Metabang has a very nice feature that allows you to essentially take all the white. Actually, I could probably do it with this popcorn. Real quick. So you have this popcorn, you know how it has all the white in it, and that doesn't let me fill it in myself. What you can do is, on the phone, there's usually like a little gear on where these other buttons are, and you would click on that. On the computer, it's a little different. I would go to, let's see, I believe it's a little different on the computer versus the phone. So on the phone, it's a little more simplistic, so it's a little easier to find. There's a option that allows you to convert it to line art, and it essentially erases all the white and turns the lines. Oh, here it is, extracting lines. So essentially, it deletes all the white and turns the rest of it transparent. So that way you can fill it in how you want to fill it in. And let's say you're doing a picture and you wanna color it in, but you don't want to have to hand erase all the white. MetaBing will erase it for you, and you can adjust how dark it is, the lines that it keeps, and just bam, look at that. All that empty white space that I couldn't color in myself, gone. There might be a little bits of white here and there, but all you have to do is just, if you protect the alpha, you can just go and fill it in with black, and look, all those little white bits are gone. And it's transparent, and you can color it in. It's super handy, and I fully recommend it. For like if you want to do your line art on paper and then import it to MetaBing to color, you can totally do that, and MetaBing will work with you on that. So it's very handy in that regard. I'm gonna undo it, but yeah, MetaBing will let you do a lot of things that you can't do on a lot of other programs. So that's why I use it so much. So yeah, MetaBing is my friend, and it can be your friend too. And another thing, so the fact that you can do that where you erase the white, if you ever see a coloring page online that you like, and they say it's a transparent PNG, but then it's not, you can use MetaBing to erase all the white, and then you can color it however you want. So it's pretty great. It's a great program. And like I said earlier, I am not endorsed by MetaBing. I just really like it. And I didn't say, but welcome back, Jello. Glad you made it home safely. Gotcha. Yeah, MetaBing does have options where you can do adjustments. I haven't tried really doing it for that, mostly because MetaBing is more of a art program rather than for adjusting photos. So I can't really say for sure, just because that's not really what the intended purpose of this program was. It's debatable, Fix. That's very debatable. Yeah, I mean it's definitely worth a try, Maki. Um, I mean, like I said, I myself have not tried doing that, so I really can't say yes, you can definitely do that, or no, you really can't. Just because that's not what I've ever used it for, but definitely worth a shot. Absolutely. Welcome back, Amy. Good to have you. Hello, Luna. Coming back again. Miss Nosy Puppy. So Amy, this is I finished the penguin piece earlier, so I am working on the fox that Jello showed last night, and I am currently working on the lines. And I've also been totally not spreading Metabang propaganda at all, not even slightly. I'm lying. I love Metabang, and so I'm kind of trying to drag everybody into using it like I do. But just kind of sharing some stuff because Metabang is my friend, and I want it to be everybody else's friend as well. It's a very good program, and it's got some very cool uses and things that you can do with it that other programs cannot do. And like, so like, he's supposed to be eating popcorn, right? And I was like, I wonder if Metabang has a popcorn brush. And bam, yes it does. Metabang has a brush specifically for popcorn. So I didn't have to spend 100 years trying to draw every little popcorn piece. Metabang was just like, oh, here's a brush. Here you go. And I saved you just 100 years on that. And I was like, thank you, Metabang, because Metabang is awesome like that. Yeah, I usually don't do cell shading myself, but Metabang does have a bunch of brushes where you could do painterly style if you wanted, or more soft blending. Totally up to you. You want to try getting into pixel art? I mean, you could probably do that with Metabang. I haven't tried, but it's definitely not impossible. So, I mean, you could always try and see. It is a free program. I mean, if anybody could do it, it's totally you, Amy. Gotcha. Yeah, no, that's very valid. Finding the time is always the hardest part. Especially for you because you have a job that keeps you very busy, and I know that you guys are also short staffed, so that doesn't help either. You lost another. Oh my gosh, are you serious? Who was it this time? They left already? Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, shit like that happens, and it's unfortunate. You don't always know what's coming your way, and you know. I mean, we never expected to have to go to Michigan for 4 years, and it sure happened. It sure happened. She wants to transfer to another. I mean, hopefully the place she's moving to has an opening. I mean, they're coming up on the holiday season, so I feel like there should be an opening because things are going to get very, very busy. So, um, hopefully, she doesn't have any issues with that. Oh, okay. Well, that's nice at least. I myself am still looking for work. Places keep saying they're hiring, and then I never hear back from them, so it's like, okay. Thank you for never replying back to me. You could have a really good worker, but I'm still here. I'll do art in the meantime. Yeah, it's ridiculous because it's like there's all these places that are like, we're hiring, we're desperately hiring. It's like, no, you're not, because we're replying to your application, or we're replying to your job openings posts, and you're not even so much as sending a rejection email. So um, Amy, I am not moving to Kentucky. I'm sorry. No. That is not happening. But like nothing against it, or nothing necessarily against you, but I would not survive there at all. It would not be good, okay? um and the line art is done. I also want some popcorn. Sadly, I do not have any popcorn, but this guy has popcorn, and I'm jelly. That doesn't really do me any good.
We have some.
My brother just came over and threw me a unpopped bag of popcorn next to me. That doesn't really. What just happened? Basically what I'm doing right now is I am checking to make sure that there's no color over the lines where I don't want it, and then I'm just erasing what I don't need. Sometimes there's like little pixels that are popping out over the lines, and I don't want that, so. Now it's time to grab the colors. Oh my gosh, okay, I have to show you guys. Yisha Stone just sent me a message. And I told you guys that I'm doing an art trade with them, and what they are doing for me in return is they are making me little figurines. And they just sent me pictures, and now I have to show you guys because they're amazing. And I am very excited about this. Guys, look! They made Duskby! Look at all that detail they got in! This is why I'm telling you guys, you gotta commission them if you can. Because look at this amazing job that they did with Duskby. Did it freeze for you? Seems to be working okay for me, but maybe Twitch glitched for a moment there. But yes, look, they made Duskby! And they did such a good job, oh my gosh, look at all those details they got in there. And Yisha Stone did post their commission info in the Discord, so yes, if you too want a super amazing figurine like this of your own character, you now know who to go to, because look at that. It's amazing. They did such a good job. Amazing. Absolutely beautiful. Commission Yusha Stone, guys, if you can, because obviously super worth it. Just absolutely amazing. I love it. So yeah, I mean look at how small that little figurine is, but how much detail they were able to put in there. I mean, that takes skill. That takes some legitimate skill there. Like, absolutely amazing. Hello, Kyra. I just saw you sent a message here, but yeah, I'm just showing off this little figurine that Yusha Stone did, and amazing. Totally super excited about that. So, like I said, they do some amazing work. I will definitely have to show you guys what else they have done for me, because I have quite a few figurines from them, and some of them were ones that they had already pre-made, and I just really liked them, so I bought them. But they have also done some custom ones for me, so definitely just really cool. And the image I just pulled up right now is what I'm going to be pulling the colors of this piece for, but this is another figurine that they made. And look at how many little details that they fit in. And he's actually a bat-eared fox, Amy. He is a bat-eared fox. Hence the ginormous ears. So, let's see. Probably be the base color. So basically, right now I'm just trying to get in the flat colors. Which this guy's a little, he's got some details on him. No worries, Pix. I just realized the time it is. It's already almost 9:30, so I know it's definitely late for you. Thank you for joining in. Definitely glad to have you, and we'll definitely be streaming again on Sunday, which will be a continuation of the Platinum Nuzlocke. So definitely come back, and we'll be having fun with that. Why does it seem like it didn't fill in the way I wanted it to? Yeah, hopefully no more problems caused by more murderous planes, because I was not happy about that. Latios and Latios were causing some problems. Rest in peace, Larry. That poor little Metapod. Probably will finish with getting the flat colors down, and then we probably stop for the night, because I know it is getting pretty late, because I know, Amy, you're 3 hours ahead, so. Amy, I just saw your question, and I was actually talking about that earlier, and I was saying how I thought it was kind of funny that she is a streamer, and I thought it was kind of funny, because I guess they have to make her relevant to the times, and design-wise, I do like her design, because it's pretty colorful, And I like when designs are colorful like that. Personality-wise, I'm not 100% sure what I think of her yet. But I definitely don't hate her, so I mean, that's a good thing, right? I am wondering, the Pokemon that she's having people guess what she has. I do wonder what that's going to end up being. And originally I was wondering if it was going to be Magnemite, but then when she started describing it as soft and squishy, I was like, okay, well, there goes that guess. I don't think it's gonna be Pawmi because they already revealed it, and I feel like it's probably gonna be something new. So we'll see what that ends up being. Yeah, I am wondering about the stretchy belly comment because that was kind of a weird description. So I don't think that's gonna happen. Because based on the website that I told you about, I haven't seen any mention of anything like that on there, so I am highly doubtful that it's going to be anything like that. I am wondering though what it's gonna be. Yeah, no, I highly doubt that. Of all things, I highly doubt it's anything related to Snorlax. That was an interesting howl that Luna just made. I don't have any official toe bean colors on here, but I'll probably make it just slightly lighter than the nail color. That's right, this boy got beans. I mean, it's not a wrong phrase though, so can you really blame me for it? Amy, I think it ruined more than just one thing. Autocorrect just hates us all. I think it just hates people in general, Amy. Popcorn. For the bowl, I think I'll do a contrast color. So he's mostly like reddish, desaturated brown, so probably put it in here. That's horrible, Amy. And eye color. too light. I had one on my old phone, but I do not have one on this phone. Don't like when it does this grid thing, and unfortunately it won't let me get rid of it. I don't know if I can really help you with that, because I never tried taking mine off my old phone. And I think it was on a phone case on my phone, so I don't even think it was directly attached to my phone. Ew. Yeah, that's unfortunate. And the boy has colors. So we have flat colors done, and I think I will be stopping here for tonight, just because it is almost 9:40 my time, and I know it's a lot later for most of you, so I will stop here. But thank you for joining in, and definitely enjoyed having you guys here. It was a lot of fun chatting with you all. The next stream will be this Sunday at 6 p.m. I'm not aware of anything else going on, but I will notify you if anything changes. And we will be continuing the Platinum Nuzlocke on Sunday, so definitely hop on by for that, because if the beginning of this Nuzlocke is anything to go by, it's going to be filled with a lot more chaos. So we'll see what happens on Sunday. But thank you again for for joining, and you guys have a wonderful night. And we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.